Thank you so much for listening to today's story. If this story resonated with you or made you reflect, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next story. I'll see you next time as we continue exploring more journeys and lessons together. Recently, my coworkers and I at the school office have been obsessed with fortune telling. Tarot, an old pastime, has made a comeback. After every 10-minute break between classes, the teachers are busier than the students whipping out the tarot deck and laying out spreads. One colleague read my love life and announced that according to the cards, my husband's peach blossom luck, i.e., extra romantic attention, was unusually strong. To ward off temptation, she advised me to be careful and to place a potted green plant at home to redirect the luck. Truthfully, I felt a little rattled. Luke is so outstanding. What if he eventually realizes I'm a fool and regrets marrying me? That evening, I went home on high alert. The moment Luke stepped through the door, I inspected him. Good no long hairs on his shoulders, no lipstick on the white collar. I flashed him a bright smile. "Honey, you must be tired." He eyed me suspiciously. "Did you take the wrong medicine today?" Normally I just call him Luke. I kept the smile glued on. "Honey, I ran your bath." Luke sighed, half helpless, and handed me a bank card. "Take it. From now on, you manage my salary." I pushed the card back. "You keep it, honey." He stared at me baffled, then headed for the shower. While he was in the bathroom, I seized the chance to check every pocket of his coats. Good no love notes, no mysterious scraps of paper. I peeked into his work bag, then yes, even his shoes. I must have taken too long because he walked out, still towel drying his hair, and caught me red-handed. "What are you doing?" he asked. Seeing if there is gum stuck to the soles of your shoes?" I wilted under his look and confessed. "I've been playing with tarot. They said your charm is off the charts lately." Luke chuckled, stepped closer, and murmured at my ear, "Oh, is that so?" Droplets slid from the ends of his hair. Only then did I realize he was wearing just a bathrobe chest slightly exposed, rising and falling with each breath. He grazed my earlobe with his fingers. "Stop filling your head with nonsense," he said, and turned back into the bathroom to blow dry his hair. Later, curled up together on the sofa, I tested the waters. "Do you think I'm really foolish?" "Yes," he said. "Then do you regret marrying me?" "Regret." He grinned and ruffled my hair. "I regret not marrying you sooner." I rested my head on his lap. "If someone better came along, would you still choose me?" Luke looked down. His eyes glinted like fractured diamonds. "Some people are irreplaceable." I smiled. "To me, you're the irreplaceable one." Last year, during a trip back to my hometown, I ran into an old classmate, Noah. We hadn't seen each other for years, and now we both had someone by our side. He'd brought his girlfriend home to meet his family, and I was home for my first Lunar New Year after marrying Luke. Noah hesitated a second, then greeted me. "Back for the holidays, Grace." I linked my arm through Luke's. "You two getting married soon?" After the new year, Noah said, smiling at the woman beside him, "You both have to come." "We'll be there," I promised. We did go to Noah's wedding. He cried. I'm used to seeing moved brides. It was the first time I watched a groom sob openly. Through tears, he told his bride I once liked a girl and thought she was my destiny. Then years later, I met you and realized the wrong person is just a passerby and the right one is home. The bride laughed through her tears, and the guests offered their warmest blessings. I almost cried myself. Luke leaned to my ear. "No takebacks," he whispered. How could I regret I said when I married the one nobody could replace? When the couple made the rounds, I lifted a glass to the bride. A toast to Noah's harbor. Treat him well, okay? And if he ever bullies you, come tell me. I'm the big sister of the neighborhood. Before I could drink, Noah hurried over. Her tolerance is terrible. I'll drink that for her. He downed it. Luke promptly took my glass and finished it too. "Hey, I was toasting the bride," I protested. "Why are you two doing the drinking? People reach middle age and must admit we're not young anymore." One classic middle-aged activity, class reunions, where we gather to reminisce. Luke and I went to my high school reunion. I bought a pale green dress and even wore the bracelet and necklace Luke had given me, things I rarely put on. "You don't like wearing jewelry," Luke said as I did my makeup. "Why now?" "It's a reunion," I patted in my moisturizer. Isn't the whole point to show off a little? We arrived and I realized I'd underestimated my classmates. For a second, I thought we'd stumbled into a celebrity's private party. Just then, a stunning woman in a designer dress sashayed over. "Hi, Grace." I smiled while mentally scrambling. "Do I know her?" She laughed. "Don't tell me you forgot me. I'm Lena, our class rep in literature." It clicked. Lena transformed. She greeted Luke next. "Our class genius, you actually came." Luke stepped half a pace back and laced his fingers with mine. Couldn't help it. She really wanted to. Lena glanced at our hands. Got the hint, chatted politely, then glided away. Soon my best friend Chloe arrived with her boyfriend Tyler. I teased Tyler. "This is a class reunion. What are you doing here?" Chloe shot back. "As if you didn't bring someone." "I'm here by popular vote," Luke said mildly. We exchanged looks about Lena. Chloe snorted. "That face cost a lot of money." I was startled and then I looked around. We were supposed to be old friends catching up, but most conversations were about careers and connections. My interest evaporated. A few people came to butter me up, apparently. The rumor had spread that I teach at a top school. Then came the ask, "Could you get someone's kid admitted?" It annoyed me. More importantly, I couldn't help even if I wanted to. I'm not the principal, just a teacher. We ate a little and slipped out, the four of us, me, Luke, Chloe, and Tyler, like we'd rehearsed it. In the hallway, Chloe and I said in unison, "Let's go get real food." That reunion felt like a banquet with hidden daggers. We needed comfort noodles. Over hot bowls at our favorite hole-in-the-wall, Chloe swore off future reunions. I grinned. From now on, our reunion is just the four of us. Luke and Tyler agreed. Back home, our reunion group chat suddenly lit up. "What's the person you liked in high school doing now?" People chimed in, married with kids, ended up together, then lost touch. Forever, the unattainable moonlight. I typed, "I still like him." A second later, someone replied, "Not only likes him, she tricked him into coming home." I looked up. Luke had just put down his phone. "We need to talk," I declared. "Who tricked whom?" Obviously, I got the great deal here. He laughed as I stared him down. "What are you looking at me for?" he asked. "For nothing. Come here," he said. "I have something to do." I walked over dutifully. He wrapped his arms around my waist and kissed me. When I finally came up for air, I pushed him away, flustered. "Rogue. Who told you to tempt me?" he said, amused. "Luke, you've got that backward. It's always you tempting me." I'm often absent-minded in ridiculous ways. Luke says I'm an adorable mess. Sometimes he's exasperated to tears by my antics, but he still can't bring himself to scold me. Once I stormed around the apartment yelling, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" Luke watched from the sofa like it was a stage play. After a while, he deadpanned, "Look at your hand." I looked down. The phone was in it. Another time, I put rice in the cooker, left the kitchen, and forgot about it. At dinner, I opened the lid, just soaked grains. Luke plugged the cooker in with a sigh. I'd forgotten to turn on the power. I can never remember Luke's gesture unlock on his phone. Whenever mine dies and I borrow his, I blank on the pattern, trot back and ask him again. "Could you try caring about me a little?" He groans. "You can't even remember your husband's phone password. And the bank card I gave you, how many times have I said, 'The PIN is our anniversary'?" I blinked guilty. "And what day is our anniversary again?" He was dramatically scandalized. The truth is, he remembers every important date for us. I'm just not wired for numbers. On special days, he'll test me. What did we do this day? Last year, I scrunch up my face and come up empty. He looks like he's swallowed a lemon. In your brain, our memories probably take up 1 square inch. I realize I've flunked some meaningful date and throw my arms around his neck. "Luke the magnanimous. What day is it?" He pinches my nose. "I'm not magnanimous, I just can't bear to be mad at you." Often forgiveness isn't about being generous. It's about not having the heart to hurt the person you love. Part 2. We once rescued a stray cat during a sudden downpour, huddled with it at the corner of a convenience store. Even after the rain stopped, it shivered, big glassy eyes fixed on us, wary and helpless. Luke slipped his hands from his pockets and gently scooped it up. We bathed it, brushed it, and named it Whisper, because it was so mild and quiet it barely made a sound, just lounged on the balcony for days. We raised Whisper from before our wedding until recently we lost her to cancer. We had missed the signs. She was so gentle we assumed she was fine. Losing a loved one, person, or animal leaves a hole you can't look at directly. We packed her things into bags and sealed them away, both of us afraid to touch the softest part of our hearts. Life with Luke is a string of small, ordinary stories. Some are mischievous. I once invited friends over for hot pot using a special spicy base a friend had brought back from Chongqing. While washing vegetables, I knocked over the soy sauce. Half a bottle remained, so I poured it into a small bowl and set it on the table. Chloe arrived panting. "Grace, did you invite us today? On purpose. The elevators are under repair." I pulled an innocent face. "Only found out half an hour ago." She spotted the bowl. "Whose Coke is this?" "Can I drink it?" The devil on my shoulder woke up. "I respect my guest's choices," I said sweetly. "If you want it, it's yours." Finally, some hospitality. She took a big gulp and sprayed an impressive fountain across the room. Ever since, Chloe calls me wicked. Another time, the four of us went up a mountain resort for a barbecue. Luke and I arrived early to buy ingredients. When Tyler came, he asked, "Where's Chloe?" We both answered truthfully, "She's not here." Tyler panicked, decided she was mad he was late, and drove down the mountain to find her. Right then, Chloe returned from the restroom just in time for a flurry of apology calls. Once Tyler realized what happened, Chloe hung up and glared at us. "What did you two do?" We tried to look innocent, then burst out laughing. "Grace," she groaned, "Luke has corrupted you." The funny thing is, I used to think Luke and I were opposites. I'm impulsive. I say yes when I should say no. Last year, a colleague, Lily, begged me to take over her homeroom, the worst behaved class in the school. Everyone avoids that hot potato. I couldn't refuse and ended up spending the year moonlighting as a crisis response unit, 18 trips to the discipline office, 18 rounds of groveling speeches. I came home so drained I could barely speak. Luke taught me to think first. Only agree to what I can shoulder and truly want. I'm getting better. I still pick fights with him for no reason, and then come back to apologize. He'll sit me on his lap and give me a little philosophy. "I'll never truly get angry with you," he says. "But don't do this in front of others. Not everyone will be kind. Some will use it to push you around, and that would break my heart." These days, I've become the one giving calm speeches. People assume it's my teacher voice. Really, it's Luke's training. And he's become more like me too. He used to be a hyper-efficient Virgo, neat freak. Now he sometimes sprawls on the sofa with snacks, crumbs on his shirt, watching TV with me. On summer nights, I complain it's too hot and suggest we sleep apart. He grabs a pillow with theatrical misery. Another night on the floor. I offer him the couch, but when I wake at midnight, I still want to kick him off the bed. "Weren't you sleeping on the floor?" He hugs me close. "Can't sleep without you." My kicking foot withdraws. Sweet talk is my weakness. Luke is wonderfully handy with the tidy logic of a born engineer. I once wanted a bedside reading lamp and a wall-mounted humidifier, but hated flipping 2 switches. He studied the manuals, rewired the lamp to share a power line with the humidifier, and added a single inline switch within arm's reach. Now, half asleep, I can tap once and control both. Thoughtful doesn't begin to cover it. We do bicker, but never cruelly. One evening I came home seething about my rowdy class. I'd kept it in at school, but exploded the moment I crossed the threshold. Luke listened quietly and finally said, "Tell me everything. Get it off your chest." It's hard to keep raging when someone opens a safe harbor for your storm. And when he's the one at fault, he'll say, "The world is a good place. You should be too," in a tone so earnest he sounds like a modern-day monk. I can't help laughing and the anger dissolves. Chloe says Luke spoils me like a daughter. When my parents stayed with us for a bit, Luke woke early to jog with my dad, then made breakfast for everyone. My mom, surprised to find me still asleep, asked, "Is it always like this?" Luke smiled. "It's fine. Let's eat first." When she wakes up, I'll make breakfast for her too. My mother felt guilty, said she hadn't been as considerate in 20 years of raising me as he was in one. She didn't know that I sometimes go further, placing breakfast orders, toast one day, steamed buns from a shop across town the next. Luke never complains. The only thing he nags is my nightly glass of milk. There are many ways to love. One is to pamper someone like a gem in your palm. That one is the hardest. It takes endless patience and everyday action. Luke kisses my forehead every day. Every day I think, how lucky I am. Recently, we started a little game. Each of us asks the other 10 questions. You don't have to answer immediately, but you must answer truthfully. Luke's first. Are you excited about the future? I'm not excited, I said. Not because I'm pessimistic, but because I already found my person. So, I know our future will be good. Once someone asked me what the right person means, I said, he's the one who will sit with me on the balcony in winter wrapped in a blanket waiting for a meteor shower. He's the one who will run laughing through the rain with me, ignoring strangers' stares. Who will watch the same movie twice in a row because I'm giddy enough to want it. The right person doesn't ask why he just does the silly things with you. Luke has stepped into my life, its joys and aches, and lets me step into his. When I feared I couldn't get pregnant, he shrugged. Guess we haven't lived our married life enough yet. When I did get pregnant, he grinned. Perfect timing. On hard nights, he has held me and whispered long, soft confessions. When I'm hurt, I run to him first. We are each other's closest people, fully inside each other's worlds. So the future can arrive in its own time. We already know it'll be bright. I asked him, why do you like me? Because you're you, he said. Not for a trait, not for a reason. I've met women prettier, kinder, or more capable. I didn't like them. I like you. If we lived in ancient times, I'd suspect you cast a spell on me. What about the age-old question of mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law, I teased. You mean if you and my mom ever argue, whose side will I take? He grinned. We've been married over a year. You know what my mom is like. Have you two even fought? Don't worry, it won't happen. I'll be the bridge between you. Truthfully, my mother-in-law is wonderful. When we married, she told me she wouldn't be the stereotypical, difficult mother-in-law, not because she loves me so much, but because she loves her son. Making my life hard would only make his life hard. She visits sometimes and cooks her specialties. On Tishi, the Chinese Valentine's Day, she called Luke to remind him to buy me flowers. It was the first time he brought me fresh blooms instead of faux ones. I adored her from that moment. Loving Luke means cherishing his family. He does the same for mine. If one day I quit teaching to freelance, I asked, what would you think? You've asked me this a lot lately, he said. And I've answered the same way. If you love it, do it. I'll back you to the hilt. Don't make me the rock that blocks your path. Leap first. If you stumble, come back. My arms will be open. Then one small request I tried. Will you give me a good morning kiss every day? It feels like you've been loving me less lately. He stared. Every morning before work, I kiss your forehead a bunch of times, you just sleep through it. When I work late, I come home and sneak kisses. And the next morning you tell me, you dreamed I was kissing you. He cleared his throat. How about you kiss me when I leave or come back? Maybe say hello instead of ignoring me. Okay, I yelped. Skip that question. Have you ever gotten tired of my nonsense? I asked later. Never, he said simply. Not before, not later. When love is deep, patience is wide. People grow tired when love is gone. Who's cooking tonight? He stood without a word and went to the kitchen. Answer received. Spur of the moment trip, dare to go. Where to? He called over the running water. We both knew the answer was yes. By then I realized the remaining questions hardly mattered. Whatever I asked, whatever I wanted, Luke would try to say yes. Most of us are creatures of want. With $1 we yearn for 10. With 10 we want 100. The pedestrian envies the driver not knowing the bedridden would give anything just to walk. We often admire others' happiness and forget we're standing right inside our own. Someone reading this might say, what a perfect boyfriend-husband goals. Luke insisted I add he is not perfect. He has plenty of flaws. I just love him enough to see the best in him. The reverse is also true. I'm far from perfect. And he loves me enough to be gentle with my rough edges. Our life is plain and joyful. We curl on the sofa to watch TV. Luke sometimes steals the last 2 potato chips from my hand and claims, "The way you crunch makes me hungry." On weekends, we wander the flower market, buy a little potted plant and set it by the bed. I water it and say, "Let's name it." Luke rolls his eyes. "What's the point? Will it answer when you call? Throw a pillow at him and he laughs because he loves to see me flustered." In front of him, I'm a shamelessly coddled child. Every morning, the sun rises and I know Luke is beside me. Every evening, the lights in our little home glow warm and I know we're both on our way back. There will be stumbles and hurts in the years ahead, but he'll be there. And for Luke, the rest of his life will have me. That is enough. We'll pause here. Tomorrow, we're traveling again. Tomorrow will be a good day. Luke, how good it is that the rest of my life has you. The story ends here.